And now we're going completely rogue. I'm making a cat.
Oh my goodness!
Cat.
Can you make it? How can you make him Christmassy? Christmassy cat.
So what I'm making is, hi everybody, I'm Molly from Molly Makes Cakes. I forget to say that all the time, but some people just presume I just presume everyone knows that we're here. We all make cakes. I'm jealous of everyone that's got a glass of wine as well, I will say. I'm here today. I want to show you this is my last demo of the day. But basically, I have an online business as well as my normal big, gigantic cake business. And I wanted to make something that reflected the kind of cakes that I do. So I do a lot of kind of animal portrait stuff.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I've seen them.
Thank you. And I just found that it was really, really common that people wanted something with their pet on it, but they couldn't come and collect it from the shop, and they wanted something a bit smaller. So we do these personalised brownies, and I actually send them in the post.
That's crazy. That's such a good idea.
Thank you. So we've got them on the website today.
So people just send you a picture of their animal?
Yeah.
And then you create it and send it back to them?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And you just send one photo in, and we do them I'll do birthday ones. I've got like a party hat.
Yep.
And then Christmas ones, which
so that's a perfect Christmas. Is it too late to order for Christmas?
No, it's Black Friday today as well, so you can get them on all my socials. I put links on for the pet portrait stuff, and we do loads of like postal boxes. So we even do like Elf on the Shelf, and it's like personalised to the child and things like that.
Amazing.
And anything that's these pet portraits, I make every single one of them by hand. So there's nothing like churned out.
My son is impossible to buy for and loves his dog, and so I think that is the perfect present.
What dog has he got?
He's got a Staffy.
Oh yeah, I've done a few of them.
Staffy. Yeah.
I've done a few of them.
So
I've done. I've got 6 dogs and 2 cats.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
So what have you got?
I've got everything. I've got Chihuahuas, I've got Spaniel, I've got a Labrador, I've got Jack Russell. I've just got everything you could possibly have.
Oh my goodness.
But I think I like to make a cat because there's sort of a bit more to a cat's face.
Yeah.
The eyes and everything. So what I'm going to do is it on camera there? Sorry, I keep moving it.
You can get it on the camera.
It's in the right place.
James, can we have the camera on the... thank you.
There we go.
Go in a bit.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it on here, and then I'm going to transfer it onto the brownie. So the brownie I've already made, and I've just set it with some tempered chocolate on top. So that means when we send it in the post, it'll be nice and hard.
Right, okay, perfect, yeah.
So when you do come to get the portrait, you can either... it's fully edible, but because it's on tempered chocolate, you can pull it off and keep it if you wanted to keep it.
But does that mean you could keep the top bit if you wanted to?
Yeah, and it does set nice and hard as well. So this is a Bengal type cat that I'm making just because I think they're quite interesting colour-wise, and I'm going to show how to airbrush it as well.
Nice.
Just because I like doing things like that.
So how much is this piece of kit here, Molly?
Oh, that's the big daddy of the airbrush world. That's probably about maybe £750, £800. But don't let that put you off airbrushing, because that is,
You're a pro, so people at home wouldn't need a piece of kit like that.
No, and I believe you can get them. There's one on Amazon apparently that's fine quality, and it's about £75.
Perfect.
So if you wanted to have a go at airbrushing, I would say definitely don't be afraid, because it is fun, and you'll see how quick I can get some colours going through this.
Yeah, exactly.
As I go along. So I'm going to use a little bit of edible glue as I go. And what I want to do is I'm creating the cat's face. So you can see I'm starting with this sort of base colour. I don't know this cat. I just Googled a cute cat.
It's just a stray.
It's just a random cat. But I think it'll be a nice thing to take inspiration from. It's not going to be exactly the same because I haven't got I've just got quite a limited colour. I'm using actually the leftover colours that I used for these
babies.
So really you don't have to have loads and loads of different colours. You basically start with some browns, we'll do a bit of white, and then I'll hopefully be able to blend it all in with the airbrush as I go along.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the Christmas pet portraits, they've gone live, but I haven't advertised
lovely. I'm just
yet.
to put one on here so the camera can see it.
Oh.
So am I facing it the wrong way, aren't I?
I can't work that out. Oh yeah, there you go.
So is that his face? I can't see. Have I done its back, haven't I? There you are, she's showing you. Yeah, that's one.
Ooh, oops, my big giant phone.
Wrecked the presentation.
I know. So I'm going to make the cheeks and the chin. What I will say is, this is going to look rubbish for a while. But you've got to stick with me because it will look good eventually.
I've worked with Molly for many, many years, and if it looks rubbish, you'll look rubbish for about 30 seconds. Everything she does is absolutely amazing.
Thank you. But I always think it's about like building everything up in layers. So I'm working on like the eyes. So I've just got some green and a bit of brown mixed together. Again, if I was in the studio doing these, I've got every colour you can imagine. So it will be a bit more accurate. But I'm trying to work with what I've got.
The thing about dogs and cats, they are essentially one colour, so it must be so hard to create the character of the dog in a single colour.
It's hard when it's like a black Labrador.
Yeah. I've
Nothing
got one of
again,
those
I've
as
got
well.
a Labrador. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it's tricky. But I like to make sure I always try and get a bit of the character in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Or if it's doing a certain expression, or some people say like, I also do them like double the size and they have two on.
Right,
Obviously a lot of people got two. So I think they're, do you know what? I can't remember how much they are. I think they're about £25.
I mean, for the time it must take you, that's a really good price.
Yeah, and you know, I think these days it's hard to get. I'm very keen on like buying good quality handmade stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And actually, I've found in a few nice little things here at the show.
Oh,
I
nice.
just bought,
What have you bought? Tell us all.
so my gran is 91,
Wow.
and she lives with my mum, and she like lived with us our whole life. She's like my third parent, really.
Yeah.
And she collects Moorcroft.
Oh, the Moorcroft stand
So I bought
is
a little,
amazing.
It's a vase, but it's this big. It's
Oh.
absolutely
They've got some
gorgeous.
amazing Christmas baubles. Have you
Yeah.
seen the Moorcroft Christmas baubles? They
And
are.
everything's half price,
Yeah,
because obviously it's not cheap.
exactly.
But I'm really chuffed. I basically said, "What's the cheapest thing you've got on the list?"
No, we had Eric Knowles here from the Antiques Roadshow.
Oh, wow.
So he's an ambassador for Moorcroft.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, it's an amazing stand. That,
Yeah,
if
it's
you want
really
to know what that is, that's just downstairs, sort of
Yeah.
on this side of the hall, about half in the middle.
But it's nice to kind of get things that aren't just your normal, like
Yeah, exactly.
just rubbish stuff.
You
from-
couldn't do that walking into the high street. You just couldn't buy it.
No, and I always like to do like small businesses where I can, because you know, we need small business. Small business need you, and we need small businesses.
Absolutely.
So, I will say that, especially like down, like my partner's got restaurants, and we value every like supporter of.
Who's your partner?
His name is Glyn. He makes really. Oh, I call him.
If
he
anyone
makes
heard of Glimpanel,
posh little dinners.
very famous chef.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. It's very good though. He's a very good chef. He makes really nice dinners. So you can see this cat. Right.
Oh.
It's getting there, but it's got no
He's
fur
looking
yet,
a
and it's
bit
got no
fox-
colour.
Looking a little bit foxy at the moment, if you don't mind.
And do
I'm
you know what? If
saying
anyone's
so.
got a fox and they want a fox making, I could probably do a fox. I've done guinea pigs on brownies. I've done a lizard. That was quite a bearded dragon.
Oh my goodness.
So, like, if you want a goldfish on there, you know, if it's alive, I'll give it a go. Or even if it's not, we can
What a
immortalise
dead
it.
goldfish. I think they
dead
go white when they
goldfish.
die, so no.
What more could you
Not
want?
that I've ever killed a goldfish.
So I'm going to now just do the bit that probably takes a little bit of time. And obviously, it goes without saying, when I do these for you, the lovely valued customer at home, I will take more time in doing these. This is going to be like a speed round version. Because what I want to get is the fur, I want to show you the colouring, and I want to show you it on the brownie, and I want to show you a little Christmas hat as well. So
Cool.
we'll get there. But this is just a modelling tool
What
that
are
I
you
use.
using to do that
This
effect
is
with?
just, it used to be called a Dresden. They just call it a modelling tool now. It's pretty much the only thing I use every day, really, because it's just got like a thinner point, which is
Right.
nice for detail, and then a fatter one, which is nice for blending. So you can see I've blended it all together.
So if someone's just starting off cake decorating, what are sort of the essential implements you say buy?
Well, I try and it's ironic to say because I've got a massive, great bit of
Yeah,
kit with
yeah.
the airbrush. Airbrush aside, I don't use an awful lot of things.
Implements.
So apart from, because obviously I bring this stuff, and I've done 3 completely different demos
Right,
today
okay.
with it, but it's generally the same kind of gear. The modelling tools, a lot of them the set of modelling tools you'll buy, a lot of them are kind of throwbacks from when people used to make sugar flowers.
Right, yeah.
So I'll be honest, I don't know what half of them are for. I'll use them, but I'll use them for probably what they're not meant to be for. I'll just have a crack with whatever. But then, you know, sometimes the end of a paintbrush will be like a good
Exactly,
tool,
just improvise if you haven't got the right tool.
And with fur texturing as well, like obviously with the huge cakes that I did on the TV, to fur texture everything with that would take hours. So generally what I would do is use the Dresden tool to do the face, where it's obviously a bit more detailed and the fur goes certain ways. And then I would use a fork to do the body, because then you're doing it, you know, essentially 4 times faster.
What's your favourite animal that you've made on TV?
I made a Shetland pony.
I don't think I saw that one. I remember the monkey. That's the one that stands out in my mind.
Yeah.
That was just... Did anyone see that? On Extreme
baby
Cake
orangutan.
Makers? The baby gorilla. It was just so lifelike. It wasn't true.
Yeah, I loved him. I left him in the car after that and he melted. And it looked like something out of a horror film. But at the time, very cute. So I'm texturing now. I don't know how close you can see the texture. It does look like a fox there.
What? Oh, it's when you have it straight on, you can see it's a cat.
Yeah.
Had a bit of identical from the side, but face on, it's definitely a cat.
Yeah. But these are the same shiny black sugar pearls that I used for the eyes on the... Oh, all of them, actually.
Right, okay.
So they're just...
James, I'm going to test you now. Are we able to get the camera over to this side? Where I am, for the little cakes? Maybe not.
Poor
I
James.
think that may be a stretch. Oh, we can. It's moving. I'm going to get out of the way of the camera.
I like it.
Oh, no, it won't go. Oh, it is. Keep going, keep going. You can see the camera.
So that's a nice amount of texture on there. And then I just want to make sure I've not stuck it to the base of there. If you were worried, you could just put some icing sugar down, but it's pretty...
Can you see those?
It's pretty much...
James? Oh, there we go. So here's one I made earlier before Molly was here. So I just knocked these up. No, seriously, I couldn't do anything like that. They're amazing, aren't they? Little Christmas characters.
Right, let's airbrush.
Right, sorry, James. Back to the airbrushing. Thank you.
So I'm plugged in, and I've got my airbrush on. It's just gonna blast through with air, basically, as in it's an airbrush. So mine is a dual action airbrush. The majority of airbrushes you'll buy will be single action. Right. Dual action just means that you press down for air and then pull it back for air with the colour mixed in.
Right,
it's a bit more of a complicated way of doing it, and it basically gives a similar result but a little bit more control. Again, it's not...
So say that again. You press
it down for air.
Right.
So that's just air.
With nothing coming out, yeah.
And then you pull it back and you get the colour.
Okay.
So I would say as well, if you wanted to try and get into airbrushing, a really good way to start would be get like a colouring book.
Right, okay.
And just try and colour in the lines and just see how you get on, really.
Yeah.
So you can see now, I mean, I could start getting clever and change all the pressures in here, but you can do quite a lot of control. As long as your pressure's quite high, it builds up, and then it will kind of, you can build up your own
tensions. Yeah. Cool.
So I'm going in with black just because I need to do black, but also it was already in my airbrush from the polar bear.
Yeah. So the
I'm
fact
do that
that you've got a brown underneath and a white, will that make a difference to the end effect?
Yeah, so you can see like on the cat that I'm making here, I tend to do the lightest colour with the beige.
Got you, yeah.
And you see his like chin is a little bit white. I just kind of wanted to do that.
Fine.
And then when I go in with my browns, I'm going to try and blend that all in. But what I'm going to do first is the stripes.
Fine.
So I'm going to go with the black. I'm kind of shading around the edge. Just put that there because we know that's going to end up on the phone.
Depth of colour.
Yeah, bit of a shadow, and then also we've got our pattern, like our tiger stripes. So obviously, if you were making any big cat, it'd be very similar.
He's now definitely not looking like a fox. He's looking very much like
more like he's a serval or something now. I think. I reckon I've made everything. You know, like I feel like I could work at the zoo. You can see how it's coming along.
Look at that.
I'm going to do some stripes now. So the stripes you want to get
Getting
a lot
some
more.
claps on this side, Molly. Getting some claps from that on this side.
Thanks. I'm going to do some stripes now down the centre of the head.
Cool.
Now, as I say, this isn't going to be exact because I haven't had a lot of time.
Animal's
to look at
fur
this
is
now.
not exact, is it? It is a bit random.
No, what I will say is, as long as it's usually symmetrical on the face.
Right, oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what makes it like really like stunning, like a cat's big
Symmetry.
cats. Yeah, have a lot of symmetry, and that's why they're very like nice to look at. We like humans like symmetrical things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go around here a little bit, and then above the eyes.
That is just, look at those eyes as she spins it round. They're just glistening, aren't they?
Do you know what? The eyes is a nice little simple trick because, I mean, I buy these in 5 kilo bags to go through that many of them, but you can buy little pots of them. Cake decorating companies sell
Right,
them.
okay.
Fun Cakes, which is the brand that I'm the ambassador for, sell them in different sizes. So these are the biggest size, and you can go
Right,
down
okay.
from there. So if you're doing something a bit smaller,
They are
obviously-
really effective.
Yeah,
So even these little characters here have got those eyes.
yeah. And it's the shine of them, and it just kind of all works together
Brings
quite
it all
nicely.
to life.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm doing the eyeliner now. So I'm going to go right around the edge of the eye. And that is like doing eyeliner. I actually used to do airbrush bridal makeup when I was a makeup artist.
Wow.
Um,
What, onto a
human.
piece, onto a human?
Yeah. Airbrush makeup was a bit of a trend. I mean, it's not for me anymore. It's very natural.
Right, okay.
Which, as you can imagine, is not my. I'm not your natural kind of girl. So I've got the black on there. If I wanted to let that dry, I'd go back in and go again. But I'm
Fine.
not going to do that. I'm going to empty it out into the bin, and then I'm going to go in with the brown. So
I don't know whether if I can hold up the picture, the camera will pick up the detail.
yeah, you
But
probably can.
I'll try and show you what Molly's trying to replicate. So that's the picture that she's trying to replicate. So it's amazing, like this.
Okay, I'm giving it a good bash, and then obviously I would go in next with like some pinks and stuff inside the ears and some whites and that. But I'm just going to go in with the brown and see how we get on.
Cool.
I'm doing a lot of spraying into the bin. There we go. So we want
Colourful
it to be.
bin.
Oh, I'm in so much trouble at work when I've got the airbrush because I just airbrush onto everything. Like the baker girls will leave like a list on the fridge of what needs baking.
Don't
and
make
then
a mess, Molly.
And then I'll airbrush on it to test the colour. So then I started like drawing like rude things on it just to annoy everyone.
You wouldn't do that ever.
I know. So all this is doing, you can't really tell, but I'm blending the brown into the white so it just doesn't look as stark a contrast. And then I'm going to put some brown inside the ears. Like that. Woo. It looks like I'm doing nothing here, but believe me, you can probably see better close up. We'll leave the brown in the airbrush because I might airbrush the hat in a second. We can leave it turned on actually because it was the pressures that's built up in there. We can still use
Right.
that in a sec. So the last thing I'm going to give it is some little Christmas accessories. So you see that? Oh, well, that is close. So I've got, this is the Karen Davies knitted mold. So I use this. This comes out every Christmas for me. And it basically gives a really nice knitted effect.
So sorry, what is that?
It's a mold,
Oh, the mould.
you see?
Oh, that's so clever.
Yeah. So there's some things, like, I'm quite good at a lot of things, but some things you can't always replicate as well as using a mold.
Exactly.
So things like texture, I will always use a mold if there is one.
So
So I'll never be able to get that
where
effect.
can you buy these moulds?
So that's Karen Davies makes these. She's here now. I know you can get them online. And I've made a bit of the hat. And the Christmas ones usually have green and red accessories.
Definitely.
Like that.
Look at the Ideal Home Show, all green and red.
Yeah. It's very Christmassy and how it should be really. I was saying like that's the two different sort of
Yes,
Christmas
all
colour
the colours
schemes.
on this side.
You've got your blue
Green.
and white, and then your green and red.
So clever.
It's a little hat, and then we'll add him a little scarf as well. So the scarf we can do red, and then just add a little bit of green on the top. One.
Stripy top.
Yeah. So I'm adding the colour on before I put it in the mould, and that will hopefully blend it all together. So I'm going to stick it in like that. You can roll it out, but I'm just lazy. So that's going to make this nice little scarf. And then we can use this bit to be like the
Yeah. Who's going to try and do something like this at home?
little
Well
tail
done.
of the scarf.
Do. I think the thing is, you have to start somewhere, and it won't end up looking exactly like Molly's.
Of course.
But probably when you've been doing it for as long
No
as Molly
two
has.
cats are alike, you know. Whoop. Take that with me. This is when I start knocking things over. You know, it's the end of the day when I start knocking things over, smashing into stuff. So I'm just doing a tiny bit of airbrushing.
That's really sort of blending the hat in, isn't it?
Yeah. And then all I'll do then, put that back in there. We'll get our
Brownie.
brownie back. I think as well, there's options. You can have like white chocolate and milk chocolate and stuff like that.
What, the actual brownie?
Yeah, on the website, I think we have different options. I think we have a gluten-free one as well. I think.
Cool.
Say that and get in trouble. So I'm going to stick that on there. Pretend it's all glued together better. I'm going to glue it back on.
Exactly. And his scarf's fallen off.
It always does. But usually, what I would do is make the face first.
Yep.
Let them set,
And
then when
put-
we pour the chocolate on, when the chocolate's still wet, it will go in.
Put it on. Right.
So
yep.
that will help it all kind of stick together.
Blend together.
So I've done it a slightly different way this time, just so
Right.
for ease.
I can't wait for Molly to hold this up. It just
Right.
looks stunning.
Thank you. So if you imagine, if you've got a lovely little cat, have I hold it the right
James,
way?
in close up, please.
Come on, James.
Come on, James. Get with it. Stop.
Now, I can't see because I've got no lenses in. Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's absolutely... You can't see it, so how can you see what you're doing?
I can see close up. I can't see far
Oh,
away.
fine. Okay. So there you go. Round of applause for Molly, everyone.
Thank
That
you.
is absolutely amazing.
Thanks.
Really,
That's a very
really,
close
really
close
great.
look.
Thank you. You can come up and have a look if you want.
Thanks.